position, that would buy you, you know, probably the better part of 30 seconds on the ride like today. And if you start looking at the longer time trials, even more than that, obviously. So it's quite a good investment as such to just get yourself into that tunnel.
Andrey Amador, Costa Rican rider. Rider who had plenty of ups and downs over the last few years, plenty of success, a couple of horrible accidents, and of course that nasty incident where he was attacked while training in Costa Rica. Some time in hospital after that. It's Samu Sanchez, well off the top times today. Place is flashing by. Martin having a decent time trial as well, as we saw quickly down there in 12th place. Another rider out there at the minute on the course, Jonathan Castroviejo, he's a man to watch out for. Former teammate of Samu Sanchez. Turhusov, 35th as at the moment. And a tired-looking time trial from Samu Sanchez.
Sta arrivando intanto il campione olimpico di Pechino, Samuel Sanchez. Samuel Sanchez di
2008 road champion from Beijing.
Secondo posto alla Vuelta in Spagna e per 3 volte si è classificato in seconda posizione.
On the time trial bike today, disappointing.
Yeah, it almost looked like he didn't really give that 100%, but yeah, very disappointing ride.
So we get closer to the moment when the big GC fight will begin, of course. Expect the top 1 and 2 positions to be more or less cemented, barring a disaster for Vincenzo Nibali. There's 34 seconds there. But there's a lot to be played out between Contador and Joaquim Rodriguez for 3rd and 4th place. And, of course, this is cycling. You never know what's going to happen. And, of course, Vincenzo Nibali hasn't won it until he crosses the line. That's what the rest of the field will be saying. This is Przemysław Niemiec, Polish rider for Lampre, long-time rider in Italian teams. A couple of deep breaths before it all begins. Again, they're interesting when you're a domestique rider, these start and end time trials where there's not really too much riding in it for you. It's your own chance to give it something against the clock, but if it's not really your discipline, it's certainly something that you just really want to get out of the way, I think.
You're very right in that, yeah. I mean, so some of the time trial riders have seen Rabottini coming across the line here in 18th place. You know, if you're not really a time trial specialist, yes, it's a necessary evil, but at the same time, you know, it's the guys that really want to go for it, and you see Jens Moritz, who was I think second off on today's stage. You know, he gave it everything he had because he likes doing the time trials, and with that, yeah, some riders, a couple of guys, I know Taylor Finney probably would have liked to have started there. He got obviously outside of the time limit yesterday, and with that, you know, he didn't get to start today's time trial stage, which I know he would have loved to do, and probably would have seen him right up there.
Oh, what a story that was yesterday, desperately trying to get off his bike. He said, well, the reason I didn't get off the bike, I thought of my dad, thought of what he told me, thought of how he brought me up. He carried on all the way, just outside the time limit, and I think there was almost a publicity campaign for him to try and see him reinstated yesterday, but Michele Acquarone, the director, was having none of it.
No, it's you know, difficult when you're coming in on your own like that. Then most of the time they do keep the time limit quite strict.
Here's Jonathan Castroviejo, a man who said to watch out for today. It's going to be a very good time, but not good enough to win the stage. Again onto the bars, so much effort in the last few 100 meters. Maybe seen him a little all over the place. It's been a good ride, though. 4th place, as it stands, just faster than Hayden Rolston. 14 seconds down, and one that he'll be pleased about.
Yeah, good ride by Castroviejo, very good ride.
Spanish rider. There is how he stands at the moment in the provisional standings. See how the experts at the end do. Might be bumped down into 5th or 6th place. Now the best GC finisher for Vini Fantini. Mauro Sant'Ambrogio's had a very, very good week indeed. Another team who aren't difficult to spot on the road. We shall see him as he rides the course a little later on. This is Domenico Pozzovivo for Sky. I should say, pardon me, it's Sergio now, pardon me. Team's completely mixed up. That's just so a small rider. Not seen Pozzovivo, quite surprisingly yet. Of course, he's an Italian. Sergio now looking pretty good. Another rider who's put plenty of effort in, see by the facial expression. Running very close to those barriers over there. And for his characteristics, that's not a bad ride. 27th place for Sergio now.
Yeah, it's certainly a ride that, you know, he'll be reasonably pleased with, I think, but, you know, more work to be done. So Roman Kreuziger in your picture there. Tall, rangy fella from Saxo-Tinkoff.
Kreuziger pedaling on towards the end. A team change for him at the end of last year. So much pressure on him over the last couple of years at Astana. Didn't quite work out as the main GC contender. Now in a team where he's riding for Contador, might be given the odd chance himself.
Yeah, there's also a little bit of rivalry back in the day with in Liquigas between Kreuziger and Nibali. And with Nibali moving into Astana, I think Kreuziger felt he's better off elsewhere. Obviously riding in the favours of Contador, but you know, very strong workhorse forward for Contador. I think he's going to be key rider too.
He's won good week-long stage races before in his younger days, whilst at Liquigas. And again, it's been the emergence of Nibali in Liquigas and then his move.
We've got Chris Horner has just started.
Well, this time last year, Chris Horner was riding in the blue jersey, of course. He was attempting to keep it on his shoulders in the final time trial. He'd ridden himself into some form at the start of the year. Just on his way out. This year, it's not quite as good, but he's 42 now.
Yeah, he is, but he's a minute 5 down on Nibali. His closest rider is Kwiatkowski, who's at 58 seconds, so it's very much a rideable sort of gap to bridge. And looking at Contador at 48 seconds and Rodriguez at 37, you know, it's definitely a possibility to overtake at least Rodriguez and maybe even the likes of Kwiatkowski.
Well, we shall see. Kwiatkowski at the moment is going for white. Now then, thanks to my slip a moment ago, that is Domenico Pozzovivo. Easy to spot if you've got your head switched off. And talking of Kwiatkowski, young Polish rider who has been excellent this week. White jersey as the best young rider. And Mega Farmer Quick-Step had a decent week as well. Looks as though they're going to take the stage win today unless something special happens. Not with this man. It's all about holding GC position as high as possible.
Yeah, definitely. He's had a great week, and you know, he's been climbing with the best guys. Always been in the right place at the right time. Obviously, with the help of the likes of Tony Martin, it becomes a little bit easier when you've got that much experience just riding next to you the whole time. But certainly a solid ride by this man.
Kwiatkowski on his way. Rider from Poland. Quite a few decent Polish riders in the peloton at the moment. Of course, we've had the long-time workhorses on the climbs, the likes of Sylvester Schmid and Niemiec. But the Tour de Pologne is an event that keeps improving every year. Of course, experimentation for them this year with 6-man teams. That will come after the Tour de France this time. Let's get back out to Wout Poels. Approaching the end of his ride.
No lack of effort going into that ride, though, that's for sure.
Nice narrow position, it looks like, anyway, as well. Not going to be anywhere near the top of the leaderboard as far as today goes.
Waterpulse che riprende i colori della Vacanzo lei, comunque lontano dal miglior tempo, che rimane 10:25 di Collinati. Waterpulse, il suo tempo
53 seconds down from Wout Poels.
I think that was probably within the possibility, like within his capabilities as a rider. So not a good, not a bad rider.
This is Mikhail Kwiatkowski, Poran, I should say. Movistar also with their men out on the road. Andrey Amador we saw go off at the start. It's been a fairly decent rider, it certainly looks so from him. Approaching the line, inside the last kilometre. Now, as a prelude to the GC battle hotting up, we talked about Vincenzo Nibali really working hard on his TT position over the winter, spending some time in the wind tunnel. A couple of questions on Twitter, just alluding as to the reason why more teams don't use the wind tunnel enough. Is it a cost factor? Is it something that only the Pro Tour teams can really afford to really invest in? As we see Amador coming to the line.
Yeah, let's just get Amador across the line and see where he ends up. But
very, very good ride from very good ride. He's beaten Fabian Cancellara, and that, I would say personally, is a surprise of the day.
Well, I wasn't expecting that one, that's for sure. You know, impressive ride by Amador.
Well, it sort of leads us on to our point here about spending time on the time trial position, making it work. We saw them very good in the team time trial this year.